The scenario for this learning adventure is that there is an evil alien named Olzo who's coming to Earth with the plan to launch the cultures of Earth into space and take over the planet. The kids find out about this and have the opportunity to teach him about their cultures, and in so doing convince him that these cultures have great value, that they add enormously to the galaxy, and save the planet. The driving question for this learning adventure is, what is your culture and how does it improve your life? To launch this learning adventure, the kids meet Drillkix. So I, as Drillkix, come into the room, I've got a funny walk and I've got a funny voice, and Drillkix tells the kids all about the danger that's coming, all about Olzo, and all about how they're gonna have to learn about their own cultures and then teach this Olzo guy about those cultures to save the world. I think when the kids met the character in the launch, they were very excited. I think they were excited by a funny character who hopefully engaged them and made them laugh. And I hope they were also excited by that driving question, the opportunity to learn about their own lives and their own cultures. This learning adventure connects students with their own cultures and with the cultures of their classmates. The question of what is culture isn't a question that naturally comes up all that often. So we have to start by kind of creating a basic understanding of our terms. We started with a big collaborative mind map. We tried to address the question of what is culture by coming up with examples of architecture, art, music, clothing, activities, traditions, sports, and hopefully we could create a basic understanding that we could use going forward to elevate the discussion and go deeper. With this learning adventure, there are a few big, broad learning outcomes that are very important. We want the students to know what their own cultures are and see how their cultures improve their lives. We also want them to see how they are part of a community that includes many different cultures. We want them to appreciate those cultures and see how many different groups can coexist and even thrive and live peacefully together. The finale for this learning adventure is a lot of fun. They finally get to meet Olzo. Olzo comes in, teacher in costume, and they have to present their cultures to him. They convince him that their cultures are wonderful, unique, and add enormous value to this galaxy. Without fail, they convince Olzo that their cultures deserve to be saved. This learning adventure ends with the students having a chance to switch roles. Each student gets to be a teacher. They get to teach their whole class all about their own culture. I think the kids had an experience where they learned about their own cultures and they learned about the cultures of all of their friends. I had students saying, as we wrapped things up, that they didn't want it to end, that they wanted the presentations to keep going. I had students saying they loved learning about other people's cultures. And I think they also, through the Olzo character, got to see how cool their own cultures are by seeing someone hear about Christmas trees for the first time, or seeing someone hear about Easter for the first time, or Halloween. All of these traditions that they grew up with and never really thought about all of a sudden seem magical in a way. And I think they saw that their cultures, every single one of them, have enormous value and are pretty cool.